Hello and welcome back to another video in my Granny Square book challenge series. We are now up to book and square number 10 and this book is Death and Croissants by Ian Moore. Now I think this might be the first mystery book that I've ever read, so I wasn't really sure what to expect going into it, but I had a really good time with this book. It was funny, I laughed out loud multiple times. The main character, Richard, was just stereotypically English and it was a real contrast to the other characters in the book. You had Valerie, the French woman who was staying at his hotel. Valerie is all about adventure and Richard just wants a quiet life, but they end up involved in this mystery and they try to solve it together. I thought the chemistry between the characters was really good. I really enjoyed the side characters as well. And overall, it was just a really fun book. Now, there was one thing that took me out of the story a couple of times, and that was Richard is a film historian. So a lot of the times he compares people he meets or situations to scenes from classic films or actors that have acted in classic films. Now, my knowledge of classic films is very limited, so for me a lot of the times it made me pause and I had to think about it, or a couple of times I did actually go onto my phone and Google who he referenced just so that I would have a better understanding of the scene. But after a while it just got a bit too much, so I thought, oh no, I'm just going to kind of almost ignore his description. But I'm not sure if that was almost the intention, because you have another character who references his little films, almost belittling him, and it's almost like the other characters don't always know what he's talking about. And I don't know if you as the reader is also sort of assumed not to have that sort of knowledge, and to just make it seem like his niche interest that little bit more. Once I stopped getting so caught up on that, I just let myself get more immersed into the story. It wasn't like it happened, you know, every couple of paragraphs, but it was enough that it did kind of make you pause a little bit and think, I don't know who that is that he's talking about. Now, there is a second book in the series, Death and Fromage, and I will definitely be reading that at some point. Like I said, really enjoyed this story. I think it was a great introduction to mystery books, and I want to read more, definitely, after reading this one. Now, onto the technical side of things, I'm using a 4mm hook and DK yarn. I start by chaining 25 plus 3 as the turning chains, and then I double crochet backwards and forwards 6 times, so I have 6 rows of double crochet in total. Then for the motif, I size down to a 3mm hook, and for this book I do attempt to crochet a croissant, and you'll see later on how well that turned out. I'm going to stop waffling now and I will pop on at the end to say bye-bye. If you are enjoying this series, please consider subscribing. I have already finished the next book that I will be crocheting a square for, and that was the Dead Romantics. And I'm currently trying to decide what to read next after that. I feel almost like I've gone into a little bit of a reading slump. I've read a lot quite quickly this year, so I may go back to some Sarah J. Maas. And read A Court of Frost and Starlight. I think that's the next one, isn't it? Or I have got another couple of mystery books that I might pick up instead, but I will let you know in the next video. I'd also just like to apologise for any background noise in this video. My 1-year-old has been quiet all morning, but the second I decided to start filming this, he decided to start running around blowing raspberries really loudly. I'm trying my best to redo any bits that he blows a raspberry while I'm speaking, but I might have missed a few, so sorry about that. Okay, now I definitely will stop waffling and I'll see you at the end. Bye bye. And here is the finished square. Book and square number 10 in the Granny Square Book Challenge, Death and Croissants. I hope you like it and I hope you'll join me in the next video. Bye bye!